I have with me Joseph Harrison, who's the third prize winner in this year's 2019 Christopher Tower Prizes. And I will be asking Joseph to read his poem, but before I do that, Joseph, I'm going to ask you a little about how you came to write it and why you wrote it in the way you did, because it is a sonnet.
Yes.
I'd like to ask you a little about that, how that worked for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is actually the first Petrarchan sonnet that I ever wrote.
Right.
And I was slightly thinking about form when I was writing it. Certainly my experience of poetry has always been very much metre and rhyme. I started, really, the first poet that, I got interested in was Belloc. And that's, very much da-dum. And so I've continued with that to a fair extent. I quite liked the fact that you get a proper idea of dichotomy within the poem. And I felt that when you're dealing with underwater, the sea really spoke to me as being something which would be a good idea to do. And the idea of the sea being, on the one hand, rather nice and nurturing and being a great source of many things, but also being destructive.
Yes.
And I've at least tried in the poem to try to bring that out.
So it's called Sea, but it's called Sea in Greek.
Yes, that's perhaps a little bit pretentious of me, but I'm not doing English, I'm doing Latin and Greek for A level. And so the poetry that I've been reading this year, quite a lot of it which isn't English, has been Latin and Greek verse. And so I felt that it's quite a nice idea. And also there's, I shan't go into it because I know this is meant to be short, but there's a Greek legend about the sea rising up and talking to a sailor who has been lamenting the fact that his ship has been wrecked. And she says, well, actually, as much as I can be a terrible thing, I can also be a very good thing, and you shouldn't be accusing me so harshly. So I think that was one of the ideas that I had in my mind when I was writing it.
Yes. Well, yes, indeed. So, Joseph, it'd be great if you could read us Thalassa.
Of course. Upon her bed she gently laid the ship, and tucked it tight with locks of seaweed, wrenched up sand-smoothed rocks for pillows. Motherly she made it snug with silt, and whispering bade her brine-born soldiers' shining flock to watch over the night-dark dock where cannons rusted and the rigging frayed. Many men have left the fold, the certain safety of the shore, and many hearts of captains bold lie still upon her sandy floor, embittered by the salt and cold her foam-fanged waters thirst for more.